Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Cryptophalians for how to find and research NFT projects part 2. If you missed part 1, it'll be linked here. Before we get back into it, I do need to quickly say that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Let's jump back in. So let's put everything that we talked about in part 1 into some perspective here. I'm going to be using this project weather report as an example of an upcoming project and how I would look into it. So first I've navigated here to their Twitter, and we can see that it's a collection of 10,000 NFTs, and it will be launching on February 24th. So like I said, the first thing that I like to do is look a little bit into the creators. And if we look at the first creator, we can see that he's the founder of another project and that he is the founder of a company. The second person is also the founder of a few other projects, one of which is going at the time of recording for about 2 ETH, which we can see by going here to his collection. So this is the one that he has linked in his bio. It is Somewhere Else, a collection of 100 Palms by Will Nichols. And we can see that they have a floor price of 2.22 ETH, which is good to see that the creator has another established project already. So we could look a little bit more into the team since they are doxed, but for the sake of this video, we will continue on. So we can see that they joined in December 2021, which is good that they gave some time to plan and grow the project before just releasing it. And we can see that they have a website, which we will get to in 1 second. But for now, we can see that they have almost 68,000 followers, and they are followed by someone else that I follow. And if we want to check out some of the art, we could go up into the corner here and check some of these guys out. So now we're going to head over to their website. So we're going to click right here. And we can see that there's not a ton to it. It's pretty simple, but they have their Twitter, their Discord, and their merch. So for now, we're going to go into their Discord, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Discord research that we can do. So we can see here that I've already joined the Discord, so I went over to the project info page, since there's not a ton of information that we can find on their website. And here we can see some information like the collection size, mint date, and price, their website, and then some whitelist information and a very brief roadmap. Over here, we can see that there are 47,000 members in this Discord. And if we scroll down, we can see that there are a few people in the voice chat, which is always great to see. And the other thing that I mentioned is the art. So we can see that there are a few different people that have submitted art, even an alarm clock here. And I always think that that's great because if people are taking the time and energy to put into art for the project, they obviously believe in the project, or they wouldn't be putting all that extra time and effort into showing their support of it. So since this doesn't have quite as much information as I would like to go through, I will be mentioning one more project that we will show some more information on. So the next example that I'm going to be showing you is ethereal art. We can see here that the founder is once again doxed, but we won't get too far into her. But I will show you that here it says that this project is a few months old, as they joined in October of 2021, and it's followed by a few other people that I follow, but I really want to jump into the website here. So as we can see, we are greeted with a preview of the art, and then up here we have About, Gallery, Roadmap, Team, FAQ, and then all of the socials are linked. So if we scroll down, we can see some information about the project. We can see how many NFTs there are, and then the mint price and arrival date are to be decided. And it says that the artist's following is over 1 million. We have some more information on the project here. And then we have a gallery of some of the examples of the art, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then we have a roadmap. So we can see here that the roadmap they have is based off of the percentage that is sold. And then we have phase 2, which isn't super expanded on yet, but I'm sure that once they come out with their white paper, there will be a more extensive phase 2. So we can see that some of the things that they have for their roadmap are their launches of their Twitter, their Discord, and their website, building the community and starting events, and then having art contests. We can see that they're going to be creating a community wallet, community votes, and they're going to give away some NFTs. They're planning on having a merch store and exclusive prints. They're planning on having a color book, and then they're going to have more art that will be sent to holders and a giveaway. And then we have some more, another art. This will be a mural on a building. Some of the sales will be dedicated to purchasing single NFTs from artists and another giveaway. So their phase 2 is Artist Spotlight monthly event, partnerships and expansion, and then an ethereal art tour. So we have some more information on the team with all of their socials linked. And then they have the frequently asked questions. So this just gives you some more information on why to buy the project, when the launch will be, information on the token, some information on the community ethereal wallet, and then it gives you some more information on what minting an ethereal art NFT, pretty much the value proposition behind it. And then how do I mint, which gives you some more information on how you will mint this project. Next, let's head over to the Discord. So the first thing that we can see here when we look at their Discord is at the top they have the total members is 111,000. The artist behind the project has 1.14 million followers. And then it tells us how many whitelist spots have been taken and then how many are total. So right now they have 3,000 out of 4,500 whitelist spots taken. And then this will be updated with the mint information once it is available. We've gone here to the project tab where it shows us some more information about the project, and it mentions that the minting will take place on the website. We can go over here and we can look through the announcements, some more information on the artist, the roadmap, FAQ, but pretty much all of this is also available on the website. And then we have sneak peeks. We can check out some of the art. And then there's a few more different channels that we could check out and just kind of see what the activity in this channel is. We could check out their fast chat and slow chat. They have some art channels, and they have a ton of different channels here just for people to get to talk and know each other and contribute to the community just by being active within it. Since I already talked a little bit about the weather report Discord, we won't get too far into it, but I hope that you can see how much information is available through the Discord and that there's plenty of people in these communities that you can get to know, whether it be through the general chat channels or through some of the specific channels that they have, like here in the community channel or here in specific communities. So I use these examples to show you how the team behind the project can really build some credibility towards the project, and also to show you how much information on the project you can find by researching their Discord and Twitter. Everything that I went into today, you can research more in depth, but I hope that this gave you a good understanding of some of the things to look out for and consider before investing. Make sure that you spend plenty of time looking into the project and just have a really good overall understanding of it before you invest your hard-earned money into it. You can get scammed, a project can rug pull, and you can have an overall bad experience if you don't know what you're getting into. And at the end of the day, a project can seem totally amazing and totally together and even sell out and still rug pull. You are making a risky investment, so make sure that you're doing your research so that you are reducing your risk and that you are more likely to find a solid project. So that about sums up trying to find and research upcoming NFT projects. So let's get into finding and researching existing projects. So a lot of what I've already talked about is still going to apply to finding existing projects. So keep it in mind and consider it while moving forward with some new things that you'll want to think about when researching existing projects. In my personal opinion, existing projects tend to be easier to find but harder to predict. You can pretty much find and research these projects the same way as you can upcoming projects, but we do have the additional resources of the explore functions and stat pages of marketplace platforms. Let's go to OpenSea to explain this further. So now that we've navigated to OpenSea, if we go over to this top rankings, we can use these charts to discover some new NFTs. Now, how you would use these charts is completely up to your personal style, but here's some things that we can consider. So we can change the time from 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, or all time. We can choose our category and we can choose our chains. Now we can sort these by either the volume, the change in price over the last 24 hours or 7 days, the floor price, the owners, and the items. So let's use an example here. Let's say that I want to look into a top project that has gone down in price dramatically this week that is considered a top NFT of all time. How I would do this is I would go to all time. If I wanted a specific category, I would pick my category. But now I want to see what has dropped so dramatically during this week. How we would do this is we would click on 7 days once and it would bring us to the highest, but if we click it again, it'll start us with the lowest. So we can see that these projects here, Lies of Asuna has gone down 92% on the week, and that Hype Bears Club has gone down 89% on the week. So what I would do now is, now that I have this information and I have some projects in mind, I would go research these projects. I would try to figure out if there is a reason as to why the price has dropped so dramatically, and I would like to check out the white paper and see if they have anything planned in the future that will bring this project, back up in value and bring a better value proposition to the project. Now, if I want to see a project that's been successful over the last 24 hours, that's in the top for the past week, I would go to last 7 days. And let's say I wanted to choose a category. We'll go with, let's say I want a new project. And then I would just filter by the 24-hour highest change. And then I could pick one of these projects. I would research further into it and see if I decided if it's still going to continue to go up. So this is a great way to find different projects, but it all depends on your specific style. What things are you looking for when you are trying to buy an existing project? You also might want to consider the amount of owners in comparison to the supply, because this can affect who has control over the price. You can either find a project that has a bunch of different owners so that you know that the price isn't controlled by one specific person, or you might feel more comfortable with a collection that has only a few owners who are really dedicated to the project. Again, this is all up to you, so figure out what works for you, but this is a great resource to use. So I've already talked a lot about utilizing exploration tools in my last video, so I'm not going to get too far into that again, but using exploration tools can be a great resource for finding basically endless projects. So let's start to talk about how to research existing NFT projects. Besides using the statistics charts to our advantage, what else can we use to decide the value proposition behind an existing project? We can use the white paper, we can join the Discord and get involved, and then we should also know the trends. When you approach a white paper, you're basically going to be reading the project's business plan. I've seen some as short as 5 pages and some as long as 40 pages. Some projects keep their white papers up to date and regularly release updated white papers, while other projects you may have to do some more research and see what has already been implemented and what is still planned for the future. You should also consider if there are any promises that the project made that they were unable to fulfill, such as missed deadlines or just ideas that were not able to be implemented for one reason or another. Another thing that is important to research is the activity in a project's Discord. I know I've already talked about Discord a lot, but I can't stress enough how important community is to NFT projects. If a project's Discord has pretty much died after the launch, that may be a sign to you that that project is losing some steam. Now, the last tip that I have for buying existing NFTs is to know the trends. This goes for specific types of NFTs and for people. Let me explain. There's been a lot of different trends that have seen a lot of success in the NFT space. For example, after Bored Ape Yacht Club, there have been dozens, if not more, copycat ape projects. Now, I personally don't like copycat projects. I bought one and I'll probably never do it again. But following the ape theme, we have collections like Hape Beast, which currently has a floor at the time of recording of around 3 Ethereum. Another recent trend has been anime collections. So a lot of anime projects have been absolutely blowing up. Now, knowing the trends can be important for upcoming projects too, but I saved it to mention for existing projects because sometimes by the time the mint date rolls around, that trend has already come and gone. So I'm going to give an example of a project that's been around for a few months that I've been holding on to and the value that I see behind it. I'm not going to get too in-depth into the project itself because I do plan on featuring this in a future video, but it is a great example, so let's get into it. The name of this project is Magic Mushroom Clubhouse, and we can find it here on OpenSea. We can see that there's 9,200 items and about 5,800 owners. The floor price is currently 0.14 ETH, and there is 2,300 Ethereum traded. So we can see here that the art is super cute. We've got some really cute little mushrooms here. But to get into why I really like this project, we're going to head over to the project's Discord. The founders behind this project have created a community that's probably one of the most special communities I've seen so far in the NFT space. The founders are very successful and talented YouTubers who have taken their knowledge of NFTs to the next level by creating this community to help and engage others. They offer resources for beginners in the NFT space. They have a launchpad for new NFT projects, and they also have a newsletter, game nights, movie nights, a Zenden, and much more that I'm going to get into in this video. But the reason that I'm mentioning all of this is because this community was built for those who are interested in actually getting involved in the NFT space, and it helps them learn and grow and offers the resources that they need to succeed. The chat for this project is still super active, and most of the members in this project are holding it to be a part of this community, and in return the project has been successful, and I believe it will continue to be successful. They still hold events, they still engage with the chat, and it's still a great community even though it's been a few months since the project has launched. So we're here in official links, and we're going to scroll down and check out their white paper. So we can see here that we have the white paper, and it is 11 pages long, but we are going to look at the table of contents and specifically look at the value proposition. Now, there are plenty of other things you can look at and should look at if you are considering in investing into a project, but for now, we're just going to look at the value proposition. So if we go down to page 4, here we are with the value proposition. Firstly, we have the public influencer face to the project, which is basically saying that the team is doxed. Next, we have more about the team, which is creative, marketing, and strategy backgrounds, and it mentions that the team has been integral members in startups and will bring this expertise to the NFT space. Now, this is specifically great because Magic Mushroom Clubhouse has a Shark Tank style program that they call Shroom Tank, and they also have a launch pad, so they do assist in new projects, and having the business background is a great asset for them. So continuing on, they have organic growth, which means there were no paid promotions and the community is growing organically. Now, hype projects can be great, but when you're looking for a community-driven project, that is a great asset to have. Now, continuing on, they have their Shroom Scouts, and then they have the DAO, tokens, games, virtual land, IRL gatherings, and future projects. So this project has a lot going on, and so far they have fulfilled all of the promises that were made with this project so far. We can see that this project has a lot of potential, not only to be successful in itself, but to grow a successful community around it and to make the members of that community successful. So we have talked about buying upcoming launches, we have talked about buying existing projects, and we talked a little bit about how to research these and what things that you should look for. And we've also gone over some examples of how to look for these factors. The last thing that I want to go over with you today is the pros and the cons between buying newly minted projects and buying existing projects. Let's start with minting. Minting can be great because you're getting in at the ground floor, and if that project is really successful, you probably got it at the lowest price since you were the first owner. Minting can also be great because you're getting a totally random NFT, so you can score it lucky and get some super rare traits. If you want to get into a project early, minting is the way to do it. Now, ironically enough, the cons are kind of the same as the pros. You're the first person to own that project, so you can't really look back and see the statistics on how the project has done so far. You also can't really see how true to the promises the project will be because they haven't had any post-launch activity. In other words, they might do some cool things before the launch, but once a project has already launched, you can see what promises they have held to and which ones they haven't, and you can't really do that when you mint a project. The last con I'm going to talk about is rug pulling. Now, a project can rug pull at any point, but the majority of the rug pulls that I personally have seen happen right after the launch. Now let's move on to existing NFTs. The pros to existing NFTs is you can look at the statistics and see how it's done so far. You can see which promises have been held true, and a lot of times the white paper is released after the launch, so you can check out the white paper as an additional resource. You can also see how engaged the founders still are with the project after the launch, and again, what promises have they fulfilled and what will they do down the line. Now, some of the cons to existing NFTs is that you're probably buying in way higher than the mint price, and realistically, you could be buying in at the peak that project will ever be at. So I hope that this video helped you gain a basic understanding of how to find and research NFT projects. I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but not everything in this guide is the best or only way to go about finding and researching NFT projects, but I hope that you can take this information and use it to find your personal strategy in the NFT space. If there is anything that you take away from this video, make it one word: research. Do not go blind into projects. Educate yourself and learn from projects that you are interested in but not buying. I spent at least a week sitting in front of the computer tracking projects and learning from what projects I would have been successful or unsuccessful with had I bought them at the time that I had wanted to. I really encourage you to create your own learning material by tracking projects and getting engaged in the community. You will learn more from a few days of tracking projects and getting engaged than you will from any amount of time of watching videos and using other educational materials. You can also ask for help in many different Discord groups, and the community will be friendly and there to help you. Thank you so much if you stuck all the way through both of these videos with me. If you want to learn more about some of the projects that I mentioned in this video, as well as other projects that I'm interested in, make sure you subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, much love, and see you soon.